Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Level. I'm happy to be back. So today I just want to share with you my journey of moving abroad for the first time. The first time when I moved abroad, I think I was turning 25. I was turning 25 and I used to work in corporate before. I worked for a couple of logistics companies, good logistics companies, but like if you don't have passion for something, you won't be happy, you won't like the job that you're doing. And I decided to do my TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language. How I heard about I heard about this living and teaching abroad. I heard it from my niece. She was like, there's this group of people that came to our school. They told us about an opportunity to teach abroad and blah 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 blah. So yeah, I was listening to her. I was like, wow, I was really interested. I said to her, please give me the contact details because I felt like I don't want to do this corporate thing anymore. It's not for me. 9 to 5 is not for me. So yeah, she gave me the contact details and I took it very serious. I'm like, I want to travel abroad. How can I travel abroad? I love traveling. I have always loved traveling. Then there I was. I went through to the agent and they processed my documents, and there was a time where I was short of money because I have to pay for the flights. I have to pay for an accommodation for 3 weeks because I have to do like a TEFL first before I could be placed in a school. And I was moving to Thailand. So that was my first time actually leaving South Africa, actually leaving Africa because I've traveled to Mozambique before. So yeah, Mozambique and South Africa, they're just like very close. So it was the first time going to a different world. So excuse me. So yeah, there I was nervous. People were saying stuff like, oh, Thailand is not safe, they are drug, what trafficking, human trafficking, hey, blah blah, right? All that, it made me really scared. Like, I'm going so far away from my family, I'm going so far away from my country, I'm going so far away from Africa, excuse me. So yeah, then yeah, there I was, and I was telling my agent I'm so nervous. I was just like, it's okay, you're not going alone, I'll hook you up with the people that you'll be with there in the same flight, on the same flight, so you guys can start communicating. And she hooked me up with one girl, and yeah, she's baby like me, so it was like, okay, cool. And she was like, no, I have traveled before, I have lived in Israel. So I was like, okay, she's traveled before, so she knows what's up. So I started feeling a bit comfortable. Okay, there we go, we went to Thailand. And when we were on our flight, we booked Ethiopian, and there were a lot of turbulence on that route. It was so uncomfortable. I'm like, are we gonna die here? Are we dying? What's going on? That was the first thing. There were a lot of turbulence on that route. Okay, we landed in Thailand, and the first thing that I noticed, I just saw so many people with small eyes. I'm like, what is going on? I didn't see any single black person, and I was looking around. It was just me and that girl. We were literally the only black people that I've seen on that airport. I didn't see any other black person. So, yeah. Okay. Then I was like, okay, in Thailand. And we were welcomed by a lady boy. Like, I was like, oh, this person looks like a boy, but she's dressed like a girl. What is going on? And she was like, yeah, she was holding this poster to say so we can recognize her. And then we saw her, And then, yeah, she helped us with our luggages. I was still scared, like, what if she's trafficking us? Because she was not even laughing, she was not smiling. I'm like, what if this is it? I still had my doubts, in the back of my mind, like, maybe we are really getting trafficked. But the girl that I was with, she was so chill. She was like, I'm so tired, I'm jet lagged, I just want to rest. But I was so worried. And then she took us to our place. I was sharing with that girl. So yeah, we started doing our TEFL course. All was fine. We did some excursions. Oh yeah, we were getting comfortable. We're loving Thailand. And remember, we came there, me and the black and my friend, the black girl, we didn't really have like a lot of money to go and spend. So we were really watching our budgets, like, okay, at least the hotel is giving us money, is giving us breakfast and dinner, breakfast and lunch, yeah, one of the two. But there was a time where we had to buy our own meals, so that really helped a lot. So yeah, everything was good and nice until we finished our TEFL course and we graduated. Everyone was excited. Then I started picking up, like, there's something wrong with me and the South African girl, the black girl. There were other South Africans, but they were white. So all of them, they were given contracts, but me and the South African black girl, there was something wrong with us. I could tell. Like, oh, they were given contracts and they were like, okay, I'm going to this school. And me and the South African girl were not given contracts. Yeah, I don't really remember, but they just told us, you two are going to the language center. And I think one other white guy. And mind you, some of these white kids, they they just finished their matric. They're just in Thailand for fun, and we are older. We've done our matric. I've done my my university degree, and I have worked as well. But for them it was like, oh, okay, I just want to take a gap year. And some were still even waiting for their matric results, but they were the first preference to get schools. That was very sad, if I tell you. And and the lady that was placing us, she just said to me, oh, you don't have a degree, so you're going to a language center. I said, wait, I have a degree. Oh, you have a degree, but it didn't change anything. My degree didn't matter at that time. So what really mattered was my skin color. My skin color is what matters, because that's what the schools want. That is their first preference. Me and the South African girl, we were black. We were not the first preference. So yeah, I started picking it up from there. And now we left. We're in a city called Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is in the north of Thailand, a very beautiful city with a lot of mountains and very nice people, and a good memory that I'll always hold forever. And we left. We went to Bangkok. That's where the recruiter is. The recruitment center is. So yeah, so me and the South African girl, we didn't have school. So I was in a point, I'm like, whatever you give me, I'll take it, because I'm running low on budget. We were told that, you know what, you're going immediately when you finish your TEFL certificate, you will be placed. But here we are, we don't have positions. Those white kids, they were like, oh, I don't like this job, I don't want it. They were throwing tantrums. At that time, me and my South African friend don't have jobs at all. We didn't have a contract. We don't know what was going to happen the next day. So yeah, they were like, I don't like this school. No, I want to go with my boyfriend to that school. No, I don't want to take this one, it's too far. So you can imagine how we were feeling at that time. So okay, I got a school in some village, in some village of Thailand. And I was told, you tomorrow you need to take a taxi. They call them van. You know, the way we call our taxi abroad, this side of the world, they don't call them taxis. They call them van. So they'll call it like a maxi taxi will be a taxi, sort of, right? So yeah, you need to get into the van and go to this city. This is your address. So you show the driver this, that's where you're going to get off. And I've got this big luggage bag. And you know what happens to the white kids? They get driven to those schools. But me as a black child, I have to figure it out. So my friend, unfortunately, she didn't have a school at that time, so she had to stay behind. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, and if you're not coming right, you can come and stay with me there until you get sorted. It was a very, very sad situation. You know, after the excitement of being in a new country, all those excursions, at the end of it all, to be in that situation, it was quite sad. So okay, I took a van the way they've directed me. I went to that, I went to that bus stop, and I found a Thai woman waiting for me, and she was not even friendly. She was so mean, you know. I'm from Chiang Mai. The Thai people in Chiang Mai, they are very nice. They are very welcoming. They are very, yeah, they are just nice people, and they are very generous. They care for the people. That is the culture. But this one, she was so not nice. And then she showed me my room. She didn't know how to speak English. You know, most of the people, you know, I feel like that city, people didn't know how to speak English. They didn't know how to speak English at all. Like, it was so bad because it's in the villages. So yeah, she showed me where I need to put my bag. You know, she'll just talk to me through, you know, sign languages. So it was quite bad. So that school was not so busy. I didn't have a lot of classes. So she started asking me to clean the windows. I'm like, no, I didn't fly all the way from South Africa to come here and clean the windows. Then, yeah, she started telling me, like, okay, I clean this side, you clean that side. You know, you have to, yeah, she started giving me chores. I came to teach, not to do chores. So, and she was so mean, the way she would talk to me, it would be so mean. And at the time, I didn't even have a translator. I tried using Google Translate, but there was something wrong. I don't remember, it's been a long time ago. But I felt like I should share this story. But I think now things have changed because more people are doing this type of jobs. They are moving from South Africa to these countries to do that. But that time, I think, you know, it was done by mostly white people, white kids, when they want to take a gap year, or when they don't like their job anymore, or when they want to relocate from South Africa for good, they'll come and do this. So yeah, many black people were not really aware of these opportunities, or they were not going for them at that time. That was in 20 beginning of 2016. So yeah, so you can imagine. So I was staying alone there. I was lonely. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't know anyone. Even if, you know, I want to talk to a Thai person, I don't know what to say to them. So I started crying. That's the next thing that you do. Just cry. I started calling my agent, and I started throwing my own tantrums. I'm like, why did you place me here? Is it because I'm black? I don't want to be here. Just make sure next month I'm not here. Yeah, I started complaining a lot, and she found me a school in the same city that she is in. So yeah, that's when things started getting better, but it was not an easy journey. And it was the first time me myself experiencing racism like that. So you will hate being black in those times because your skin is not helping you. Even your degree is not coming through for you. I mean, the requirement is for you to have a degree. It gives you a better a better chance of getting a school, but you are still black. So yeah, I fortunately I got a school at the college. It was a physical education college, so they had a lot of sport. So I got settled very well and I forgot all about it. But yeah, it was very emotional, you know. You don't know how you want to order something, you don't know how to say it in their language. They are trying to also help you. It's just yeah, just pointing. It was crazy, it was crazy. But I'm grateful for this experience. It made me a stronger person. I'm a stronger person than I was before. Even when I face racism, it doesn't affect me as much because of where I started. I'm like, I look at it, I'm like, but I've been through the worst, you know. I've been through the worst. And you know, when those kids were like, we don't want this school, they were listening to them, they were giving them attention. Me and my friend were just, you know, sidelined because we are black. There was nothing different between me and them or us and them. The only difference was the skin color. So that experience made me to be stronger. And I remember calling the agency in South Africa. I mean, like, they are done, their job is done. You wanted to go abroad, we put you abroad to do your TEFL certificate. That's where it ends. So I remember calling and telling her I'm miserable here and blah 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 blah. And she was like, I'm gonna pray for you, we're gonna pray, you're gonna overcome this situation. I'm like, this woman, does she even understand what I'm going through? But I just thank God at the end it all worked out. And my friend now, she's still in Thailand, she's doing so well. She's the one who's now placing teachers.